This is Tecker 911, episode 83, Google Earth.
I'm Michael Plasmeier,
And I'm Reed Dame.
and today we're going to talk about Google Earth, which is an application from Google that lets you explore the globe. So it's similar to Google Maps. Reed, you actually said you like Google Maps better?
Yeah, Google Earth you have to download and install, and I just find that Google Maps is pretty much all the same features, but it's less annoying.
Well, I think they're similar, but they're not exactly the same. So Google Maps, yeah, sure, it's definitely easier to start up, and you can type in an address, and then it'll bring it up here. We can go into satellite view. You can close that. The new street view that they have, you have the little guy, pull him out, and then it will show you actual pictures that were taken in a truck that drives around the cities. Here you can see our school from the Google Street View, and it's really easy to get directions to, and like traffic and Wikipedia items. So that's good if you want to check quickly, but Google Earth I think provides a slightly better experience because it's a 3D application.
Yeah, Google Earth uses DirectX, which helps make it completely 3D. So if you type in a location, it will zoom to it.
Yeah.
With the Earth moving in 3D.
Right.
Which is pretty neat.
So you see there's the school. So it's the same satellite photo. It'll also do directions, but not very well.
Yeah, you can't print them out quite as good.
And Street View also is not as easy to use. So it supports both directions and Street View, not as well as Google Maps. I used to use Google Maps for this. This is just fun to play around with. Like if we go to a city like Philadelphia, or San Francisco,
it'll
as you see.
zoom out from that previous location and then zoom in.
We can zoom in, and you see right now it's just a flat thing, but it'll load 3D buildings if we check the box here for 3D buildings. And this is probably the coolest use.
And then if you press Shift and the arrow keys, you can rotate, or while you're on here.
Yeah.
Shift and the arrow keys,
There
you can rotate around, left and right too. And sort of orbit around the view.
Right, so this is probably the coolest part here is you see the Philadelphia city skyline. It's somewhat useful, like if you're checking out an area, like a city that you're going to visit, you can kind of look around it ahead of time. It's just a really good time waster. They have extra icons, like these blue icons are actually photos taken by users and uploaded to Panorama and are geotagged. So clicking on any of these blue boxes here will bring up a photo that was actually taken at that location. It's fun to fly around and like different entry. Here you see that's a photo actually taken by someone on the ground and then put on the map at that specific location. That's cool. Google Earth or Google Maps kind of supports that, not really as well. See Wikipedia places. So if we check the box here, these are the layers, so you can actually check what layers you want shown, and they have a whole bunch from like news and everything. Let's close here. So the Wikipedia layer, and you can see a W, and the W indicates that there's a Wikipedia article at that location, so you can just click on it. So see, that's the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts building. You can click on it. See, it's the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. They have a whole bunch of other ones that you can see. Also does traffic and weather, again, not as well.
You can get YouTube. If you place a YouTube video on the map, you can see it on Google Earth.
Yep. You know, so it's just cool sort of to fly around the world and explore different places. You can actually go on a site, Google Earth, or GoogleSightseeing.com, and they actually they've bookmarked some of the best places to look. So Google Sightseeing. Here, like they have, you know, islands. Basically, they just post items, like a, you know, green roof on a building.
Some people post like crop circles or weird patterns people make. Some people actually make designs on their property specifically to be seen from Google Earth.
Yeah. So like historic buildings and stuff, like this historic railroad depot, we can actually go view in Google Earth, and it'll
ask us what we want to open it up with, and we click open with Google Earth.
Right, it's a KML file. KML files are just predefined points in Google Earth. One thing about Google Earth is you have to be online in order to use it because it downloads all the imagery from the internet.
Same as Google Maps.
Right. So it's now flying to this location that we loaded. You see it's downloading the images as we go. So this is a particular ghost town in Nevada that they've push pinned. You can see we can go to the building and see it. Not just the buildings are 3D, but actually the layers. So if we go to the Grand Canyon, then that will actually have all the different, you can see the topology. So if we go into 3D view, shift and push down,
that's pretty amazing.
See the 3D mountains there. So, you know, Google Earth, not the most useful program, definitely fun to use.
Google Earth is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux computers, so you can download it and install it.
As well as it's an app for the iPhone.
One really cool feature of Google Earth that Google Maps doesn't have is a flight simulator. If you go to Tools, Flight Simulator, and then select your aircraft, you can sort of fly around a little bit. It's really cool when there's buildings or if the land is 3D in Google Earth.
Like here where we're around the Grand Canyon area. I'm not really too good at it. I think I'm upside down.
It's kind of a cheesy little flight simulator. If you really wanted to use a flight simulator, I'd say get Microsoft Flight Simulator, but goodbye.
I think I just crashed. Okay. I'm Uncle Plasmeier.
I'm Reed Dame.
Enjoy playing with Google Earth. To watch this episode again or to watch any of our prior episodes, you can visit our website, 911.tecker.net, T-E-C-K-E-R. And on the website we have our prior episodes, as well as you can view them directly on the website, or you can download them in WMV for Windows, iPod or QuickTime format for your iPod, or if you have iTunes installed, an MP3 audio-only version of the show, and a WMV HD version of the show, which you can download via BitTorrent that looks really, really clear and in pristine HD quality. And instructions for downloading via BitTorrent are also on the site. On the right-hand side, we have more information about us and about each of the members of the show, as well as quick links to all of our prior episodes and links to the RSS feeds for each of the formats that we release the show in, and links to subscribe to the show in iTunes if you have an iPod, an Apple TV, an iPhone, any Apple device. You can click on that link in either video or audio format. You can also in iTunes search for Tecker, T-E-C-K-E-R, in the iTunes store, and then you can find our podcast that you can subscribe to free. Also, if you do not have an iPod, if you have like a generic MP3 player, then you can use the you can still listen to our show if on our website you subscribe to this MP3 audio version in a feed catcher, in a podcatcher like Juice. You can search for Juice on Google, download that program, and then it'll load the shows automatically onto your generic MP3 playing device. If you have any questions about the show or about technology, you can send us an email at 911@tecker.net, or you can leave us a voicemail at 610-572-2847. Thank you so much for watching Tecker 911.